How's it going, YouTube? This is Ezel here, the Parents Finest, giving you guys a little bit of stock footage, I guess, but this is a deck profile of my Gold Paladin deck that I wound up playing at the Gen Con Vanguard tournament. I scrubbed terribly. I wound up going 0-2, and it was double elimination, so I got knocked out like in my first two rounds. Game 1, simply put, I opened 3 perfect guards after I mulliganed, which sucked ass against Black Luger. And then second game, I wound up getting grade locked on 1. And it took a few turns to get to 2, and I was just 2 behind on card advantage. I couldn't do anything. I wasn't getting like anything off, and not to mention, I think I also drew like a healer to that game. So that was kind of shitty, but nonetheless, I did finish the deck. I wound up playing Ezel Scissors, like I kind of mentioned in my last Gold Paladin deck profile that I want to work on. And this is the first like real test run of the deck. I don't really play a lot of like online Vanguard or anything. But I mean, you know, it was a pretty decent deck. I mean, I have things to work out, and I kind of know some of the things I do and don't like. But I don't know. Like, I'm gonna keep playing this deck. This is my favorite. I like this card. I like Ezel Scissors, and I don't know why I say I like this card. But I love this deck. I mean, it's got kinks in it, but I'm gonna work on it. So to start off with, our starter is 1 Crimson Lion Cub, Caria? Crimson Lion Cub. Scarlet Lion Cub Caria. I can totally read cards. Caria is basically a new Ezel starter where she is kind of like a better messenger, I guess, in a sense. If she boosts an Ezel Vanguard and the attack hits, hits a Vanguard, you move her to soul, check top 2, and superior call any Gold Paladins you want to. Otherwise, you show the rest on bottom. I do like Caria, admittedly. I think it's kind of better than Messenger. But Messenger could also be an option, I guess, just for consistency, because I have had like free play games where I got triggers, and that kind of sucked. But, you know, it's just golds in general. For the triggers, I wound up going... Where are the rest of them? 7 critical. I really felt like 7 crit was going to be better than 8 crit, just because I wanted to play the 5th draw. Then 5 draw. 5 draw is a personal preference. I love this in MLB. I almost want to build up to 6 in this just because, I mean, this deck doesn't really superior call as much as other gold builds do, which is a disadvantage of it. Plus, you need to be able to like see units on board for Ezel. But, I mean, the draws are pretty good. I like them. And then the 4 heal. You don't want to die, so I don't get when people say like you don't want to play heals in a deck. Like, I like the idea behind massive crits and stands, but I disagree with it personally. For the ones, because we're not playing an archetype, we can play the 8k vanilla for Gareth. Gareth is just good. I love Gareth. And I had a lot of plays like where I could just like call Gareth to rearguard turn 1 and just swing with him. 3 Tor. I'm debating if I want to bump him up to 4 or not, but basically he's the Ezel 10k grade 1 when he attacks. So he was pretty good in that sense. I did like him. He did some work. 2 Little Battler Tron. When I could get him off, I was in a really good game state. I mean, he does a lot. I still like Tron. And the fact that this deck can play Tron relatively easily is nice. Then, for my Sentinel lineup, I wound up going with 3 Mark and 1 Green. I'm debating about actually bumping it up to 2 Green once I change the grade 1 lineup, because I want to take out the next card. But, because I wound up taking 1 of it, and I realized I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. But the 1 in green was really good. I probably am going to be seeing a second one, just because I don't counterblast a ton, so my counterblasts are usually open, and you're only going to be able to get off like Ezel's limit break like twice a game. So you usually should have at least 1 counterblast open. Plus you play some damage on flippers. And the last grade 1 I wound up playing was a Silverfang Witch. I hated this throughout the day. Her draw was so nice, but her Soul Blast 2 was such a huge cost, and it wound up actually like ruining me a few times because I couldn't get Ezel's limit break off. Granted, it didn't matter because I was going to lose those games regardless, but I don't know. Silverfang's probably going to be going out of this build, and then I'll change a Mark to a green, and I'm not sure what I'll do with the leftover slot. But that's it for the 1s. For the 2s, for Bowmains, because I heard 10k vanillas are actually better than people like to give them credit for. 3 Bagged Magus. I know some people say why 3 Bagged Magus and 4 Bowmains and not the other way around. It's mostly because of what my grade 3 lineup actually is. and you'll see what I mean by that when we get there. So, and Bowman's is just more consistent. Plus, Bowman's just being a natural 10K compared to a 9K is just so nice. Like, he just hits, like, he hits stuff, like, more naturally compared to, like, having to rely on certain circumstances. 2 Vivian. If you can get off the plus, you can get off the plus. If not, then you're going to have to live with it. 2 Trip, because I heard damage on flippers are good, and why are these not in sleeves? There we go. 2 Trip, because damage on flippers are good. And the last grade 2, which kind of gives away half of my grade 3 lineup, I want to say. 1 Blaster Blade Liberator. I got to skill off a decent bit. Like, I've had games where I've had to ride him without even getting off a skill, but he came into decent play. He actually was a pretty good card. I liked him throughout the day. And yeah, he did his fair share. I will say that. He did his fair share. So that's it for the 2s. And as for the 3s, 4 Solitary Liver Gancelot, which was the other grade 3 I was referring to. I did and didn't like Gancelot. I felt like he put pressure on the board, which I liked, but there were a good chunk of instances where I didn't have rear guards to really give power to, or like I had a rear guard, or like the fact that he wasn't an Ezel Vanguard was just like awkward to me, and not to mention like I kept wanting to ride, like if I opened Gancelot or Ezel, I kept finding myself riding Gancelot, and that like worsened my game state. So that might have just been like a player thing where I should have just kept riding Ezels instead and called the Gancelot. But I'm not sure. If I don't continue to play this, I'll probably change this up to like an Ezel toolbox, and probably go like two regular Ezel, and probably like 2 Platina. I'm not sure. Yeah, probably like 2 Platina or something like that. And then the last grade 3 Salvation Lion Grand Ezel Scissors. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name for some reason, but it's weird reading cards upside down. But Ezel Scissors, star of the day. Well, theoretical star of the day. Because he came out of the new set, and I know some people don't know what he does, I'm going to go ahead and read this guy to you really quickly. Limit Break 4, Counter Blast 2, Soul Blast 2. Unlock all of your locked cards. If the number of Gold Paladin rear guards you have is 5, until the end of turn, this unit gets 10,000 power plus 1 critical, and at the end of that turn, Soul Charge 1, choose a card from your damage zone and turn face up. During your turn, this card gets 1,000 for each Gold Paladin rear guard, and he has the Lord skill. So basically, he is kind of like Majesty Lord Blaster's skill, like Move Blade and Dark Soul skill continuously, but better. Well, better and worse. But you do need a full field and have to activate his Limit Break in order to get the skill off. The problem is just that you can't really Superior Call outside of Karya and Viviane, or Viviane, or however you pronounce her name. But like that's the problem with this Ezel build, whereas you don't really have like a ton of Superior Calling, and like you can't really play cards like Loppy or Shooter that just get you free units, because how do you get them off in the first place? Like you don't have as much luxury. But that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I mean, like for my losses, what did I play? Like what did I wind up playing against throughout the tournament? I wound up playing against in the tournament I played against Black Luger, which is actually my first time going against it because I haven't really seen a lot of the new stuff in Galaxies. A lot better than I was expecting. Plus, he was playing more Galaxies than I was expecting, so I didn't really know how to take that. I don't know what I really particularly thought about Galaxy. And what was the other deck? Oh yeah, I wound up losing to Angel Feather, and that was the game where I got grade stuck. Like I almost made a comeback once I hit grade 3, but I was just like short. I was short 5k shield. If I had 5k more shield, I would have won that game. But I had Drive Trade against a lot. But I mean, in friendlies I want to play against Dark Irregular and Novel Vague. Novel Vague, I'm kind of glad that deck's getting hit after actually going against it for the first time ever. And then I beat Dark Irregular. Yay! I mean that's nothing, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for this deck profile. I was gonna, if you guys want me to profile like slightly updated MLB, I can do that. There's not a lot different, and I can't say there's like anything crazy about it. It's kind of more standard now, if anything. I'm just not sure like how I feel about the grade 3 lineup, but I mean it's there, and I can do it if you guys want me to. I was gonna show you guys Frognark, but I kind of realized that I changed like 5 cards from the last time I profiled Frognark, so I felt like there wasn't anything really to show. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this Dark Profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm really sorry that we've been kind of lacking in the content department. I haven't really had a lot to show, and I didn't really get any good footage of Gen Con either. I've still am going through personal troubles. I started school, like, I don't even know when this video is going to go up. It might actually be going up during, like, my last week of summer, or my first week of school or something. But, yeah, that's about it for now, guys. Spark Dark Profiles. I should be probably profiling Lightsworn next, I want to say, after I give that, like, a little bit more testing. Lightsworn, Fire King. Couldn't find what I wanted for Junk Doppel, so I might just, like, see if I can find it somewhere else, or, like, online or something, which I'm sure I can. But, that's about it for now, guys. So, until next time, peace.